because we like to record things, and this way people can see what they missed out on. So I'll usually only post the replay in our little team chat, and if you guys want that, then you can watch it later. But okay, so go ahead, ask your question.
Okay, so I'm on the bringing on new clients and coming in here. I've been maybe 60-40. Recently, on the past month, I've been like, spot on with sending out the pre-text messages that come out, not the ones that I always sign up for the auto text messages. So you have the daily messages and they're beautiful. And I love that because I used to do them daily and it's a lot to remember to do it at the same, it sounds silly, but to get it right at the same time, et cetera. The auto text messages save so much. Plus it signs people up for the coaching calls or the training calls on Wednesday, the community time. Right. So my question is, how are people using the exact message for the pre-sign up? Like once they've purchased the kit, they've ordered the kit, it's on its way, and you're like, congratulations, you just did this. Are you following those 4 or 5 messages? Because sometimes I combine text messages 1 and 2 because they know I ordered it because I was with them as they ordered it. So I don't want to go, congratulations, I just ordered. They already know that. So I kind of combine message 1 and 2 together. And then 3 I send like 2 days later, and then 4 pre-message 4 I usually send when I actually get the URL tracking number, and then I can say, hey, it looks like it's coming here, and then I send another one that's kind of an abbreviated version of that says, hey, it's coming on X day, just because shipping's been a little flexible recently. But are people sending those pre?
So that's how it should be. You should also, as soon as you place the order, you should be sending the new client welcome. Okay.
Yeah, and I love that welcome letter. It's great. I actually have to put it as a text because I heard someone sent it as a text and I thought that was good, but I actually like it as an email because it's more readable, so to speak.
If you have Gmail, you can create templates to where literally and they're spectacular because it includes all the graphics and everything, and it takes me click, 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 and about 4 clicks, and you have a beautiful, amazing email that I send out in 4 clicks. If you have Gmail, and that's not all the mail servers have that capability, excuse me, but Gmail does, and that's a really cool option. I like to make sure, Gwyneth, just to answer, that we have covered all of those bases because different people are going to learn from different methodologies. Cindy and I talked about this a little bit because she started a bunch of people really fast. So without getting all tangled up in it didn't go exactly on which particular day. Like I send the welcome email, and I usually will not send I just ordered your program because, like you said, I just ordered your program and you know that. So if I sent you a welcome email, you already know that. But by the time I remember, and I am like, oh crap, well, I'll tell you what, because let me show you guys somebody asked about how do I do this. Tori asked me, I think it was. So let me turn on the whole light if you can see it. This here is how I keep track of who is on what day. So this is
okay.
So Gina, Genevieve, and Francesca all started on Monday the 1st. Kimberly and Mary started on the 5th. And Yvette, Shayna, Bridget, and Chris started on the 8th. So then I go day 1, 2, 3, 4, and I just come over here in the morning. So I don't have a lot of people all at the same time. This May was a nightmare.
It was a pleasant nightmare.
And in a good way, yeah. But it was like, holy shit, because there was just so much going on that month that it was nuts.
So T, on that calendar, is each one of the colors a different person?
Yes, it's a different person. There is no, for those of you who are super duper organized, because I think Cindy asked me this, is there a rhyme or reason to my color? No.
Okay. And that's good. I mean,
the rhyme or reason is not the same color as the guy before you.
Okay, well, there's a pattern. I like it. Okay.
Yeah, because so what it is I have a whole bunch of these little hold on. There are these little notes, and so I like those all in one package, and so they just have a little bit of sticky on one end of them that I can stick on my calendar. I've heard some people also do it in I'm gonna grab my water while I'm here. Some people also do like on their electronic calendar, and I used to have a like just a constant reminder that said send out the daily text. Except that what I noticed happening in my brain was that because it was constantly there, after a while I didn't even see it. You know, it's like the stuff that's in the front of the fridge that your kid says, I can't see the bananas, right in front of you. So that's
I
why.
find that that's happening because I have so many alerts that I'm finding that some I just kind of blow past. So I thank you for showing your calendar like that. That looks good.
Because so you could, what I had to do, only because when I got here and I'm makeshifting in between housing, etc., that actually is from gigantic sticky note easel pad from Office Depot. Okay, so the top of it you just peel off. But if you just like get a regular calendar and just do it like that, because your regular calendar like this, I had to like make up myself, draw my little lines, put the numbers in and all that. Don't make it complicated. But so I do the welcome email, I do the daily texts also. And like I was telling Cindy, I have to clump 2, sometimes 3 of them together. Sometimes it's like, oh crap, well, I get the tracking email and I never ever sent you the other stuff. So I will make them all one message. I'll take out the titles that say do this before this day and this on this day and this on this day, and I'll just make sure that they're getting all of it. The other resource that we have is in your Optavia share. Mm-hmm. And so as long everybody is more successful when they start on a Monday, sometimes you can have people that are super excited, they're not going to wait for you till Monday. So the beauty of the messages in Optavia share is that they are also automated. So that Trisha's brain doesn't have to remember, just like the same reason you want to sign them up for the Optavia 30. Because that way they're getting those automatically and I don't have to remember. Like sometimes it's like, oh crap, it's 6 o'clock at night and I didn't send in the welcome to day 3 because that was 12 hours ago, you know? So crap. But the Optavia share one comes in their email, but it needs 2 days heads up to get started. So you need to put it on your calendar, start them on Saturday so that they can start getting them on Monday. So I try to layer them with all of those things because I don't know what format they're going to want to listen in.
Okay.
Okay, so question.
Yeah.
The Optavia 30 that we have them text, are they getting the same text that we're texting them?
No, it's slightly different.
Okay. All right.
Slightly different. And the thing that I love about the Optavia 30 is that is, for me, this many years later, I, on Wednesdays, get my Wednesday night reminder with the link. Like sometimes you guys don't get the whole blurb from me in the team chat. You just get whatever I got forwarded from my cell phone here because it got texted to me from Optavia 30. Hey, join the community night. I'm like, oh, let me put it in the team chat so that you guys see that in case you didn't get yourself signs up for that. There's also Optavia Coach, I believe, is that, somebody correct me on that you can sign yourself up for that? Okay. And so
that's the Monday trainings.
Yeah, that'll remind you about the Mondays, which is great. So I just like to put things on autopilot as much as possible so that I don't have to try and remember everything myself.
I really like that one girl on the coach training the other day, how she had her binders done up and her new clients, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and she just flipped them back through and stuff like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Because I like my notebooks and I like that type of thing.
I was telling Paul, I also, once you are getting a whole bunch of clients, I also have A to Z binders. I mean, tabs. Because then once you're in everybody's in the active client section, like you're going to have your new people client section over here in the first week, but in the active client, well, then I got to flip through to get to the M's.
Right.
Okay.
Instead of grabbing one little tab, there they are.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so those are easy enough to get, whatever color you want or not, whatever. But
and are you doing those A through Z, or how long they've been in the program with you?
I do those A through Z, but I have several different sets of A through Z. Like I have a whole nother folder. I have a whole nother binder with you guys, my coaches in it, and I have A through Z tabs for that because I want to know your why and your goals and how I can help you get where you want to go. And this pea brain is not going to remember all that stuck in my head. Vaguely, yes, I will. But I want to know the details of why this is what you want to do. Are you leaving, Christine? Are you saying hi?
Mhm.
Oh, there she went. Yep, she's leaving.
Question. We had a training a long time ago, Cindy, before Cindy. What they did is they had a recommendation within the folders is to go ahead and get an A through Z, as well as what I did is I did a month. Got the months, and then I did 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could actually do the days in the month. So I moved those from month to month. So I
Okay.
look ahead. So I'm on June, and then there's people that you follow up with on the 9th versus the 10th versus the whatever, etc. I use my ABCs. I modify them slightly differently than Tricia's, but I use my ABCs to actually go with, A, critical follow-up, B, semi-interest, etc. I kind of rename those in my
For
head.
your prospects. Okay.
But it's kind of the same concept as ABC, but I have the months, and then I have a series of 1, 2, 3s that I switch to the next month. Now T's giving me a really good idea is to get a second 1, 2, 3, so I don't have to keep moving it. I can kind of, like now I have June and July with my 1, 2, 3s, or all the way through, or my,
I like it.
After a while, I found that just the Optavia binder was not enough. Well, it actually didn't take very long at all. By the time the Optavia binder came out, there's not enough, because I have a pre-client binder that has its own A to Z tabs. I have a client binder with the active and the first week and all this other stuff. I have a coach binder, and I have, I'm trying to remember, I've got one more too that right now is still packed. But that's how I have to. I am an old-fashioned, like a paper girl. I don't do well. Like Gwyneth is the queen of Excel. I cannot hang with that. She's like, and I can track this, and I'm like, whoa! My brain is like, what the hell?
I don't like my spreadsheet.
So you got to go with what's going to work for you. But but at the same time, just make sure that this is how you can track things and follow things. I mean, it is the most important to be able to follow up with people. It's so funny. So there is a guy that commented on Stevie's post in Commit to Be Fit, right? His name is Detlef Klingberg. So Stevie, he was commenting, right? I met this man on a plane on my way to an Optavia convention. I don't know. And I look back, I had to scroll back because I'm like, you're supposed to be a fly on the wall and not talking because you're not even a client yet. Right? That's what my brain was saying. I'm like, why are you talking? And I scroll back, I'm like, holy crap. And he's always getting, oh yeah, and he's super encouraging, and he talks to me all the time in his chats. And I said, finally, the other day in chat, I said, if you would have actually get on program, you would have been at goal like, I don't know, 6 years ago, because we've been friends for 7. He's like, really? Yeah. I said, so, hey, whenever you're ready. Dude, you're killing me.
Did he sign up?
No, not yet.
Oh my God.
So
That's
that
hilarious.
I'm just like, God, but it just raises the question again, because if a lot of people, like Karen says, let's just leave them and Commit to Be Fit for like a week and then give you a reason to talk to them again and take them back out and say, are you enjoying the group? Well, I've always just put my people in there and left them there as long as I'm interacting with them, because that group is going to marinate and drip on them, and they're going to see everybody else's results, as he clearly is. So it's just kind of a toss-up. That's why we have a big group, because there's a lot of people who are not clients yet who are just watching. So Paul, let's talk about your comment to me back and forth texting yesterday.
Oh, yesterday?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure, here's why I say this. You're not alone there, and I'm sure you're going to have plenty of company. Okay.
Okay. I hope if I'm not alone, I hope people speak up. So I was all gung ho. I was talking to Trisha. I'm like, this is it. I'm going to call people. And I had my list, and my list just kept growing as I was on Facebook and looking at friends of friends of friends. And I was like, oh, that would be a perfect person. And I froze. I called 3 people, and I literally sat in the damn chair from, I don't know, Trisha, when did we start talking? 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock until 5:30 that night. I sat in the dining room table. I had 3 people called, 4 people, and I just froze. And I just couldn't do it. I don't know. So that was so I texted Trisha, I don't know, about 5:30, 6 o'clock last night, and I said, oh, gee, Trisha, what is going on with me?
The committee
know,
was really loud, wasn't it?
it was. So I think what happened with me is the first person I called, she just started planning a funeral for her sister.
Not the right time. Yeah.
So I was just like, and I just feel like I'm bothering people, and I don't know. I believe in this so much. I'm so passionate about it, and I
Sharon wants to talk. Okay, Sharon, jump in.
I do. Paul, you know, you're for the person, for instance, who is just planning a funeral, that's the perfect time for you to just love them and just give them encouragement and don't talk about the program. You don't have to, because it's just not, it doesn't matter about timing. All that person's going to remember is that you made them feel good. There'll be another time.
okay. I thought about actually sending a card or a small bouquet of flowers to her, because she's a wonderful person and gives a lot to our community. But
Then do it.
yeah, okay, yeah, I will.
Yes, Gwyneth.
I have a comment. I feel for you because I get distracted into their universe and I end up going into an old habit where it's a good habit it's a good altruistic habit where I get concerned about them. What was happening in my head is that I was changing the conversation of have a conversation. It's not sell Optavia. And that's your conversation was just, oh my God, I had no idea. My heart goes out to you. As a normal person, you were thinking immediately, should I send her flowers? Should I send her a card? Should I do this? Do one of those. That's one of yours. You have a wonderful opportunity now that you open up another venue where you've reconnected to call her in 2 days to say, hey, are you still doing okay? I mean, I remember back when, if you knew her from before, whatever it was, saying, sometimes, you know, when the crowd's gone and you're done planning and you're by yourself, these are bad moments to be alone. Why don't you chit chat? Invite her to a community time and say, hey, this might sound dopey, but it's going to occupy another 30 minutes of your time. On Wednesday, just because you're concerned about her, your feelings weren't, I need to get her on plan. Your feelings were, I think I should call her. I think I should send her a flower. I think I should send her a card. Do whatever you would normally do and then call her back up because you are concerned, and call her in 2 days and say, if the crowd's gone, you're by yourself. If you've been planning a funeral with someone close to her, and this is heartbreaking moments.
Oh, absolutely.
So be you.
Yeah. I texted her last night, just said, I'm, you know, let her know that I was thinking about her, and if she needed anything, don't hesitate to ask. But yeah, okay.
Well, and do the call thing, because texting is super easy, and it's super easy to blow by that because you kind of go, oh yeah, sorry I didn't call you, but call her, because that's sending flowers is that other extra step.
Yeah.
People go, God, it's beautiful, but flowers may not be it because people are sending flowers for the funeral. You know what I mean? So it might be that, but you're worried about her.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
This makes us stand out from anybody else because we care about you as a human. You know, in the training the other night, it was when we have a conversation with them, whatever it looks like, sometimes it's about health and sometimes it's about just helping them feel heard. Somebody paying attention to them in their world. And so I love what Gwyneth said about that. And Stevie is here.
Yeah, me too. Thank you, Sharon and Gwyneth.
Stevie plugged into the Wednesday night call. Stevie, why don't you talk about that a little bit? Because you jumped on that. Your coach sent you the link to that. And hold on a second. Let me unmute you if I can.
Unmute. What exactly do you want me to comment on?
Well,
about the plugging in.
The Wednesday night.
Yeah, here's one of the things that helped me identify, because I mean, you're not sure what you're walking into and who's there. You trust the person that you are about to sign up with or signed up with already. I think I'd already signed up, but you don't have a clue where you are. And one of the things that I think about that Wednesday meeting is that I knew exactly where I was. I identified with the people. I understood, that these were special people. This is not about selling product. This is about a group of really fine people who have a great way about them that are very passionate about sharing and how this thing has changed their life. And it's a very heartwarming, comforting kind of place to be. And I enjoyed that because there are not many businesses like this that have a product and people as part of the program, where the people come first and the product is always there, but it's not necessarily the first thing you talk about. So that gave me some insight into what I was dealing with. It was a very compassionate group of people. So I mean, I didn't want to say anything today because I'm brand new and I really, I have no business talking to y'all. But I did for Paul. I think the best thing you should do is invite her to one of those meetings. Somehow figure out a nice way to open the door and get her there, because she'll feel really comforted by that. I think that would be a wonderful gesture. But it immediately gave me a sense of what this is really all about. And my response to myself, I started laughing. I just said, I'm home. I know exactly where I am. This is perfect.
And
it was interesting.
Thank you, Stevie. I think it's so important for us as coaches to be on those calls, because the reason Stevie is here is because Cindy plugged into that. And so it's a rock on our calendar.
Yep.
Just your Monday night calls is a rock on your calendar. And then if you remember to just send it, and I send it to people who I think would be awesome coaches, whether or not they're a client. But if I think they'd love it, it's like Stevie said, we're just different people than most everybody else out there. And we care about you as a human. And if you become a client or a coach, awesome. We hope you will, because we know this is amazing. They don't know that yet. And so sometimes they just need the human touch to fall in love with.
Yeah, it might be the thing they join for a different reason. Maybe they need that support, and that's the biggest thing that's missing in all of these programs when you try and do them, is that there's no support there. And all of a sudden you feel like you have friends, you have camaraderie, you have people who have gone through the same thing or are going through the same thing that you're going through. And it even if you weren't open to, you figure, oh, it's just another one of those programs. All of a sudden when you see that group, it changes everything. And people will join just for the group, for the camaraderie. There are a lot of people who are isolated and really alone, and especially right now with COVID, a lot of people are really alone. And I'm not one of those people. I choose by choice to be on the top of a mountain, but people are missing that in their lives. And if they, and what this community could bring to them is a whole new world for a lot of people.
If you are not already registered for the Optavia Together live event, I would highly, highly recommend that you do, and you get the upgraded one that gives you 15 guest passes, okay? Because then you can share this with everybody, and they're gonna fall in love with the community. I don't know about you guys, but if you'd ask me which is my favorite component of all four of them, it's this family of ours,
Absolutely.
We're good people. Everybody's got their own quirky personality or whatever, but as a rule, it's kind of like the poodle people. I'm just saying.
Little people are good people.
That's right.
Hey, pug people are good people too.
Dog people are good people.
Dog people are good.
There you go. There you go.
Something about a sad little puppy or somewhere, and some of your heart goes out to it. It's where it's at.
Don, you have a dog too, right?
Yeah, her name is Natasha. She's like a golden retriever, shepherd mix.
See? Okay, so we're all dog people here. There's that. And Natasha's the name of my sister-in-law. I'm just saying, she sometimes can be a little prickly to deal with, so that's hilarious. She's right. She's Russian. Totally.
Oh, yeah.
But back to convention. Get yourselves registered for that and invite like whoever you would love to just share our family with. They're gonna love that. So the agenda is out. Finally, that came out a couple days ago, and from what I understand, and I just glanced over it real quick because it was late, but The bulk of what's happening, I believe, is all on Saturday. There's coach stuff on Friday, and there's Dr. A stuff on Sunday, just like there would be at convention. But if you get the upgraded one, you'll get the wellness kit, like like back when we go to convention and you get a swag bag. Well, that's what the wellness kit is. It's got like 6 different thingies in there. And we were talking about that on purpose. There's no details about what that is. We're like, because maybe if they run out, then maybe they're gonna have to switch it out. Doesn't matter. But yeah, if you get the upgraded one, I think it's like $149.
199.
$149 will give you 15 guest passes. And honestly, it usually costs $149 just for me to take myself, just me, to convention, or $199. And I didn't get to bring 15 friends with me. So this is also, you want to follow up with voice to voice, just like everything we do. Because texting, guys, is just, if you haven't figured that out yet, texting is not the way to communicate. It's not the way to build a relationship. I mean, people fall in love with us because they can hear our heart when we're on the phone or when we're eyeball to eyeball, even if we have bad hair. You know, it's like, okay. Stevie and I were the first one on here when I first got here, and I'm like, oh crap. It's always like, okay. I clearly I probably have looked at it doesn't even matter.
Don't tell him what I said yesterday, Trisha.
I don't remember what you said. Tell him anyway.
Oh, good.
Now you have to say it.
Well, I wanted to talk to Trisha, and I said, you got a minute? She says, yes. I just, I want to take a shower and get ready and put on makeup. And I actually said this out loud to Trisha, and I was like, huh, that's funny. She's never cared about that before. What I meant was with me. With, like, it's just me.
Oh, boy.
That's what I meant.
Well, in all
But she's beautiful without anything on.
Oh, but that's just it.
it gets
But
better.
the way it came out,
Keep trying, Paul.
I was laughing so hard because right after that, because I said, so give me a few, and he goes, it's okay, I'm on the can. I'm like, with your phone?
I'm gonna die here in a minute, I think.
live out loud.
That's right. We're just real people, kids. We're just real people.
I was like, oh God, I can't believe I just said that. But anyways.
But seriously, when it comes,
Yeah.
so Paul, back to your question, this is, if you think about why you made that list in the first place and why you're so passionate about it, you told me at the beginning of our call, you have the Jamil factor. You're like, F it, let's just go.
I know.
Okay. So what is the worst thing that could possibly happen if you reach out and like,
I
okay.
don't know. I literally get on the phone and everything just goes to mush. And I'm like, oh, they're probably going to think I'm selling them something. And I'm not. I really don't care if they get on or not. I mean, I'm just telling them,
To say.
offering it to them or.
Okay, Tori's going to speak from her carcass. Go, girl.
Okay, go ahead.
I think you have the same problem that I had at the beginning, in that your conversation doesn't have to have anything to do with health. Your conversation has to be, hi, how are you doing? That's all you have to do. And it's like, and what happens is because they know you care, it may come up that they mention health, then they open the door for you. But you don't have to say, hi, I'm doing Optavia, you want to join me type of thing. And so once that monkey is off of your back, your conversations are going to be so much more comfortable. And so just call up those people and say, hey, how are you doing? I was thinking about you today. And stop. It's just a normal conversation. It's a conversation you would have at the grocery store if you ran into them. It doesn't have to be about health. And once that gets into your head, it'll be so much easier for you.
You're muted, Paul. You're muted. Hold on. Are you muted? You're muted still. I'm gonna stop touching. There you go. Try it.
Yes. Thank you, Tori. Yeah, it's just, I don't know why it's so unnatural for me.
Because you're very personable. You like to talk. We've got.
Yeah, I like people. I care about people. I mean, talking is my business.
So-
If your committee is telling you you have to sell something, you don't have to sell something. You just have to care.
Right.
Okay.
And I don't
And
think
these
you're
are
alone in
cold calls that you're doing. These aren't somebody that has responded to something you put on Facebook. These are just, you're calling them and introducing what you're doing. Is that what these calls are?
Yeah, well, like yesterday, I just called up the few people that I called up. I was just trying to make it a quick conversation, like, hey, I'm doing this. I don't even say the word Optavia. I just say, hey, I'm doing this, and I just thought maybe it's something you would help you a lot, and
What may I suggest something? I apologize for interrupting you, Paul.
no.
But you could, I'm just suggesting, or you could try the phrasing, do you know of anybody that could use help, or who is, pardon me, looking for some kind of help, that has some health goals and could use some help. So
And
you
they
don't
might
have
just
to,
volunteer themselves.
yeah, you don't have to focus on them.
Oh,
They
okay.
need
Okay.
it. Do they know of anybody that's looking for help?
Okay. Yep,
Because
thanks.
that could open the door into, you know what, if I can share a little bit about my program, then when somebody comes to mind, you can connect them to me.
And
Okay.
it may be them,
A lot of times it might be their, asking for a friend thing.
Okay.
because you don't want to come off like, boy, are you quirky.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to be on this program?
Right.
Let me, Cindy, let me have you jump in here, because Cindy was fearless when she jumped into this. Tell Paul, because you had a list right away. Tell him.
Well, and I've got 3% left of my battery, so I might get cut off. I had a list of people who I thought would be wonderful and that maybe needed to get on that health train with me. However, I had that list and I posted some of my pictures on there and just a little caption. And those people on that list started commenting to me. And that gave me that opening. So glad you asked. Let me text you. Let me call you sometime. Would Thursday or Friday be better?
Phoebe was one of them.
Before and
Yeah,
after.
I was one of them because
Yes.
I follow her. I follow
Yeah.
her, and I noticed the difference in her.
And they knew that there was some need there. So when I called them, they knew that I was going to give them some information, and they opened up. I haven't had one I've had some people, oh, is this a pyramid thing? Is this one of those pyramid things where you make money and it's a diet? And I go, no, not at all. Is it multi-marketing? Yes, it is. Am I trying to sell nothing? No, we're a nutritional company. That type of thing.
Okay.
And those people just aren't ready. They're not ready to hear you. So, and that's okay, but mine was these people came to me just because of that one or two posts that I did. I've only probably done, not counting Commit to Be Fit, but I've probably only done like 3 or 4 of them on there. And I've got people noticing.
Okay.
So, and it doesn't have to be physical either. It could be mental. It could be, that type of thing. You shared a beautiful thing on Commit to Be Fit, and maybe something geared that way on yours, health and stuff,
Okay. Yeah.
at working that up.
Yeah. I know. The program is so it just offers so much more than weight loss. And I
think that's your post.
I think it
I
is.
think that's your
I
first
think you
post.
just
Is that
said
it
it.
offers so much more than weight loss. Boom, like that's a single post. And then maybe each day you can say, this is how it's impacted, here's another thought on how it's impacted me today. So you could do a series,
Yeah. Okay.
You
And
could just tell in my face. I mean, people weren't, I don't think they were looking at the weight loss. I think they were looking at the expression in my
Yeah,
face
right.
from all of that.
Absolutely.
And that makes a difference.
Okay.
for me, it's helped recently. I've done a much better job. I've always posted positive message, but I've done a much better job posting the benefits of this program
Uh-huh.
outside of loss. I just kind of, I don't even mark the number of weight unless it's in the summary or something, or it's amazingly dramatic and it's there. It's usually in the smile. And look at those teeth, look at the smile, because that's what people forget. They see the smile when they can see someone that looked like fine in a picture versus, oh my God, I'm like, but they're not like, check out my body. They're like, I'm going into the beach, I'm going swimming, whatever it is, the intent on that picture, it's different. That's what's really cool. And people can see that. And then they go, oh my God, remember when I was a kid in high school when I thought I was fat, but I was out there swimming around. Now I'm not even at the beach. You know what I mean? It's that
Yeah, yep.
level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So it's that living out loud thing. Be social on social media. Face your fears. There was is anybody here slightly introverted, but you're like yeah. I was watching, yeah. And it's funny because I always thought of myself as to be, but when I think about my history of like socializing with people, I tend to, in large groups, which I see Facebook as a large group of people, I tend to clam up, retreat a little bit, as Trisha would say, turtle up. So and I just think it's that large group. And did anybody see that it was from 11 days to ED? I was watching a couple videos on it yesterday, and there was a elementary school teacher, and I could tell that she really had to face her fears. If she wanted this to happen, she really just had to go, you know what, to the wall. And I think that's what I just have to do. I just have to rip off the Band-Aid and
You know what? When your why you want to do this becomes bigger, then that's when you really, because right now you're entertaining the idea of effing. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna eff it.
yeah.
But until you go, you know what? This is really important stuff, and the people that need to hear it are gonna hear it, and the ones that aren't ready. And you just can't get hung up on that if they're ready or not. You can't take it personal, Paul.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, that's one thing I don't. I
But yeah,
just don't want them to think that. I don't want them to think that I'm trying to hook them or sell them, or I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Paul, I'm a bit introverted, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But the fact of I'm completely,
yeah.
I'm perfectly happy doing this. I had silos in my life. I had my work people, I had my dog people, I had my horse people. They were all, never the three shall meet or whatever. Worlds collide. Just let it go at this particular moment. Let it go. But take the steps that you need. You can rip it off and jump in, or you can just float things in and out. Your comfort level will determine it. If you go too deep, too quickly, you might freak out and crawl back into the turtle up longer than you need to. But the fact of the matter is just go. You'd be surprised what people want to hear about lovely, wonderful, kind things.
Okay.
You know, there you go. I have little tiny monster walks. Someone shares those posts. They actually share me on their page walking around as I stumble around, trip over my dogs, get tangled up in the bushes, and then put them back in the carriage. I mean, it's my life. So yeah, that's kind of reflective of my entire life, but people want to see normal people. I mean, T would tell me this and I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. No one cares. You know what? They do. That's their life. I mean, that's everyone's life. Everyone, I couldn't find parking, so I didn't go to the dry cleaners. There you go. It sucks. You're like, that's it. I said, F it. I'm not even going to go because I can't find parking. Well, about a dozen other people had that exact same experience.
Well, that's just it, right? That little post resonated with a lot of people.
It resonated with the people that day that couldn't find parking. So you just never know.
So there's a conversation.
Yeah, it's just about having conversations. Really, it is.
Okay.
I've got to leave. Happy to see everybody. Some of you I've never met before, so that's fantastic. And you know, it'll be fun, whatever we organize for convention. I will miss seeing you in person.
Yes.
All right, bye-bye.
It is that time anyway.
Bye, Sharon.
10:30 for sure, and at least 10:30 in the
Our
morning.
own dinner party on Saturday night or Friday night.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Everyone, it's the Trisha's Gala.
A lean and green. You could be all dressed
Oh, Ian and Green, and we'll all dress up. I like it. Oh, you have to tell everyone we look good that night. Just
We should totally do that. That would be fun. All right, kids. Love you
All
guys.
right.
I will put the recording in our group so everybody can see what they missed. But I'm glad you're all here.
bye, honey bunny. Thank you.
All right, see you guys.
Bye, everybody.